Still,
Oh,
okay.
There we go. We're live.
All right, we are live.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Real Life Lounge, real topic and real talks.
Here we are. We're like episode number 2.
Yes, I'm
Let's do
Heidi
it.
Fish. This is my husband.
Hello, I'm Brian.
What are we talking about today?
All right. So this is where we're going to get into some deep topics, right? So when we thought about today, first of all, we using the Best Year Yet guide that Real Life Learning came up with, we categorize our life into 8 categories, right? So you think about careers, finance, marriage, parenting. Well, one of our categories is called home and this has everything to do with our environment, right? How do we keep an environment that allows us to live our best life? And then when we have our dream meetings, which is what we call our meetings when we go over our 8 topics and kind of all the goals and things that we've set out to do for our year, under home, we talk about it every time.
Yeah.
Right. So what is the thing we're going to talk about today that is in the home category for us?
Yeah. So home has always been really important to us. And I feel like it's probably gotten more important in the last couple of years because so much more of our life has centered around home. Obviously in 2020, that's pretty much where everyone was all the time, was in their home. So how do you make it an environment that feels good and is a good place to be? And we often get into this discussion about our parents and how different their generation lived and managed their homes compared to how we manage our homes, and how so many women in particular just have so many more roles than they did a generation ago. You know, so many of us we have full-time jobs or we have side gigs and we're managing social media.
Kids' activities. Of course, our parents had kids' activities too, but
yeah, there's just a lot more going on. There's a lot more pressure. And so this household burden, this load of figuring out how to get all the things done, all the chores. And it's really hard for parents. And I don't mean to single out women. I'm sure there's men that feel this burden too, but it's just, how do we shift some of that burden from us? Because we've gone from a generation of that the mother traditionally is the center of the household and does all the things, the laundry, the cooking, the cleaning, like getting lunches ready, all those things, to needing to share the load so that the woman also has time to take care of herself. So we were discussing how much our mothers did everything for us, and it led us into this discussion about laundry.
I have this, like, now that I'm an adult with kids of my own, I have this immense gratitude for my mother because I realized that all growing up, like, everything was done, but it was so unspoken and almost hidden too, because it like happened when I was at school. So all the laundry was always done. The house was always clean. The dishes were always done. There was never any, now that I'm an adult, I'm like, how did that all happen? And I never said thank you. It was just like happening all the time. So our discussion the other day was like, when did you learn how to do laundry? And both of our answers was what?
College.
Yeah. When we went off to college was like the first time we did our own load of laundry.
I have this distinct memory of calling my mom after my first load of laundry at college and being like, Mom, my clothes are so wrinkly. Like, what was the magic sauce? And she's like, well, how full is your load? I'm like, well, full. I mean, I probably had like 3 weeks worth of laundry that I was shoving into the washing machine. So like, I didn't know those little things about like how full the load should be. And I probably used too much or too little detergent and whatnot. So so we didn't learn a lot of those household things until we were in college. And one of the things we're really passionate about teaching our kids, and we know the Martins are too, is helping your kids learn how to close the chore gap and share that household load between everyone, that it's not just the parents' responsibility to be doing all these things like in secret while they're gone. So they just like magically show up at home and have everything done for them.
Yeah. And really, like, if you want to prepare your children for adulthood, like, it was a super like wake up call to me when I was living on my own as a young adult, of just all the things. Like, you use the word load is the accurate word of like, it's all a load to take this all on. At the same time, you're trying to do all the other categories of your life, right? Having a job and a career and relationships and everything. And then suddenly your environment starts suffering because it's too much. It's too hard to do. And what we think of is like, we now have like picture diagrams on our washer and dryer for our 9-year-old girls to learn how to do laundry so that they share.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of those like practical tools and things that we've done in our household, and I know the Martins have done, to really help your kids learn from a very young age how to be a part of the household and to share that that chore load. So laundry was one. We literally, I took like different pictures of like our laundry detergent and the buttons on the washing machine. And I like taped a paper diagram on the front of our washer and dryer on the steps on exactly how to do laundry.
And it was really like before they even know how to read. It was like
that's
picture
why
diagrams.
they were pictures.
We
it
were
was
like
several years ago. They were probably like 6 or 7 years old.
Run this heavy piece of machinery before you know how to read.
It's not like it's not. Okay. So helping them learn how to do laundry from a very young age is super easy to do. I think a lot of kids love to help, right? And so it's just, I think this is a big key too, as when you're trying to help your kids share the load, is to relinquish control and know that it's not going to be done perfect, that you have to teach them too, right? Like we get so frustrated because they don't do it the way we expect and want them to, but have we taught them how to do it? So really using it as a learning opportunity and being patient and releasing control that it needs to be done your way.
Well, I mean, isn't it true? Like done is better than perfect, right?
Yeah,
you can't just like done is done.
Yeah. So helping your kids do laundry, we have them fold and put away their clothes, and so laundry's a big one.
Yeah.
And then I would say dishes is another one. I know the Martins have all 4 of their kids helping with unloading the dishwasher from a very young age. And one of the tips that I know that Maggie and Matt, and we do too, is make sure your kitchen is arranged in a way that's conducive to your kids helping. Like I feel like when we always grew up, plates and cups and all the things that you used on a daily basis were up high on a shelf. So we all have our plates and the things that the kids use on a regular basis and can put away safely on like in drawers and levels where they can reach, so they can help unload the dishwasher.
It's all lower cabinets.
Yeah. And so just getting them in this habit of that they like, it depends on your family. I feel like the Martins are really good about their kids working together. Our girls don't work very well together unloading the dishwasher. They'd rather take turns on whose turn it is to unload the dishwasher. But you just have them unload and put away things that they know where they go. And then if they don't know where things go or it's fragile, they just set them on the counter and you put those things away later. But it's been a really great way to have them help.
One of the other things that we've done that has been helpful is to try to gamify it, which helps in schoolwork, helps in so many different ways, is so we create like charts where they get to fill out, like color in the spaces in the chart to keep track of how many times they helped. And then it becomes a game, and then they want to fill in the next color chart. But again, what this does is it buys into the family of being what we call one of the wheels. So we have a 4-person family, and we say each of us is a wheel. We need every wheel working to make the car go. So the girls have that kind of embedded in their brains that they're part of this family and they need to do their part. And that kind of has been working. It's trust me, it's not always perfect.
Right. There's definitely road bumps. But I think it definitely helps shift that load. I want to circle back really quick before we wrap up to your gamification comment. And I just want to expand on what we do. So there's 2 household chores that we kind of gamify. And one is dinner cleanup, because we haven't really talked about that. We talk about unloading the dishwasher. So we have a little chart. Again, there's 4 people in our family. You'd have to adjust to make it work for your family. But we have a rotation and we have 4 duties. There's clearing the table. So like putting away condiments, if there's any leftovers that need to be put away. Again, it's also adjusting for what age your kids are. So it's clearing the table, rinsing the dishes for the dishwasher, and then washing any, bigger pans, loading the dishwasher, and then wiping down the surfaces. So those are 4 jobs that we rotate through. And then we have a little chart that they get to color in every night that they complete part of the dinner cleanup. And at the end of the month, if they fill out their whole chart, they get a $5 kind of allowance, which the money
that feeds into the old money.
It's a whole other conversation. And then the other thing we gamify is called Pickup Sticks. I think we just call it Pickup Sticks to make it like more of a fun name, but we set a timer for 10 minutes. We crank music on a speaker and we spend 10 minutes picking up the house. And we've played around with the timing of this just to try to make it more of a habit, but it's also a chart that they color in, and just that 10-minute like family pickup really helps. Again, make it so we're not like following them around all the time. Like, oh my gosh, we picked up this bowl and this wrapper and this pair of socks and this pair of underwear. And, it's that 10 minutes where everyone chips in and does their part to pick up the house.
Yeah. We're dedicating that 10-minute segment for picking up instead of all day long being a nagging thing. It's one fun thing where we blast the music and dance, and it's done in 10 minutes. And it seems to work a little bit better. So
So thanks for joining us today. We'd love to know in the comments if there's anything that you guys do in your households. That's a great way to close the chore gap and empower your kids to really step up and help you and be part of the family. We're always looking for new ideas for our family and to share with everyone. So drop those suggestions in the comments below.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
All right. And if you're enjoying these real life talks, please be sure to like, share, and comment and spread the word. Have a great day.